Good morning, Congressman. Thanks again for joining us this weekend. What was the message that President Zelensky had for you and your fellow lawmakers? Let's be honest, when most of us go to our ballots or get our ballots, we really don't do a deep dive on who is running for school board. But that was before politics became so divisive. Now Republicans who feel shut out from public office here in the Bay Area have set their sights on these races.
Down trees, power outages, and flooding. That is what folks in Sonoma County are dealing with today. Here outside Santa Rosa, the driver of this minivan here, now being towed away, got submerged in floodwaters. Rescue crews had to come and help him get out. You can see the cracks in the road here and the railing bench. This is the main road into the town of Ferndale. We are learning more about the two people who were killed during this quake. They were two elderly people who had a medical emergency.
Hi, Amber and Joel. Yeah, President Biden said he would sign this bill promptly and proudly, and that's exactly what he did today. It's a big win for the president and his legacy, and for all those concerned that the Supreme Court could try to overturn same-sex marriage. But first, our work at ABC7 in building a better Bay Area means learning from our past to make it a better place to live for all. Today, big news. California's Reparations Task Force is taking a groundbreaking step forward. They're releasing a report documenting the harms perpetrated by the state against Black Americans and making recommendations to address those wrongs.
Dan, Caltrans crews have been out here all day working on it. We do have good news, though, and that is that the crews were able to pump out enough water that they could reopen all but one lane here at Highway 37. All lanes had been closed since Saturday night. But even as the highway reopens, the skies here start to clear up. Flooding and mudslides have caused major issues around the North Bay counties.
Live breaking news.
And that breaking news is in Half Moon Bay. First responders are at 2 locations after a pair of shootings with multiple victims. The locations are said to be the Mountain Mushroom Farm on San Mateo Road and Concord Farms on Highway 1. And again, we know that 4 people have died. 3 people are in critical condition right now from these 2 separate shootings in Half Moon Bay. A manhunt was underway for the shooting. It does appear that somebody is now in custody. This is all unfolding right now.
Yeah. We're in Rio Dell, and this is the city that seems to have gotten the worst damage for the county right now. We've seen a lot of damage to businesses and to homes especially. In fact, behind us here where I am is the Napa Auto Parts, and the owner, Kenny, and his friends here who are helping him are just finishing up putting plywood on the windows.
There's a lot of questions right now. Thousands of people remain without power. The town of Rio Dell does not have any water because of a water main break. The community is coming together to clean up and assess the damage. Locals tell us this is the biggest quake they have felt in decades. So Matt, let's start with you. I think a lot of people in San Francisco feel like they know this case. They remember when it happened. They watched the trial. What's different about this film? What are people going to see that they haven't seen before? This is a tweet from the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office reporting there about the shooting they're responding to right now, those 2 shootings. And joining us now is Supervisor David Canepa from San Mateo County. Supervisor, thank you for joining us. We're just getting this information in now. What can you tell us about these shootings? We want to get you another update on the shooting with our reporter now on the scene, ABC7 News reporter Gloria Rodriguez at the Mountain Mushroom Farm in Half Moon Bay. That's one of the 2 shooting locations. Gloria, what can you tell us?
Here on the Bay, you can see the algae everywhere. There's been reports of it from Oakland to San Francisco, even now Richmond. And scientists say it's likely to get worse before it gets better. A very pointed Governor Newsom tonight, very angry as well. Now, Speaker McCarthy's office has responded to the comments the governor made about him. They say he did respond to the shooting. They say today at a press conference, he started that press conference by telling reporters, quote, "First, let me offer my condolences to the families in California for the recent violence the last couple days." So that was his statement. McCarthy has not commented further on guns or gun control, but really the governor today making it clear that reform, true reform, has to come not just from here in California, but at the federal level.
PG&E says the strongest winds here in the North Bay are expected later tonight, and that those winds will then shift to the East Bay tomorrow. Of course, as is always the case around here, fire is a concern, especially after that dry January that we had. But right now, officials say the biggest, most likely impact will be unplanned power outages.
Yeah, and Rick said it could potentially also have a chilling effect. You'll remember Swalwell served as a manager in the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. As for what's next, guys, there's really not much that Swalwell can do at this point. He can continue to serve on other committees, but this House Intelligence Committee is a select committee members are given highly sensitive, secretive, classified information, and it's up to the Speaker of the House to decide who gets to be on it. Hi, Amma. Yes, the incident was caught on video, and you really have to do a double take. This was a San Rafael police officer essentially dumping a homeless man in San Francisco. The police department is now apologizing, but the people who live in the neighborhood want to know why he was brought across county lines and why he was not provided any resources.
Hi, Adam and Elisa. Yes, the boy's mother says the day this happened, she had a weird feeling going into the mall. She says she prayed for their safety, and she believes her son is alive today because God answered that prayer.